Here's a big shout out to Josh at my local GameStop. Keep it straight, playa!
Boy, what's up and welcome to Devil Dog Gaming and the Crew 2. As you see here, we got you covered. We got this pretty little red beast right here. Oh, you don't like that one? Don't worry. We got this nice gold special just for you. Nothing could possibly...
Hello everybody, it's me, Nate, aka Devil Dog, and I'm back for another epic review. This time I'm reviewing The Crew 2. So, is The Crew 2 better than the first one, or is it fall into the line of the typical Ubisoft sort of open world massive garbage? Well, stay tuned to my epic review to find out. You know, I'm really starting to wonder if Ubisoft can make any sort of damn game that doesn't have some sort of massive open world aspect to it. Once again, The Crew 2 returns similar to its predecessor in the terms of having a massive open world. This time it's a little bit larger. I mean, literally it is mostly all of the United States, all the way from California, all the way to the other side. I mean, you can go just about anywhere in this game, and it's really quite impressive, the sheer size and detail in the amount of the open world environment. But the only problem that it suffers from is, much like any massive open world game, there is stuff to do, but there just doesn't seem to be enough to do. I swear I've driven for like miles and miles on end before I would come across any sort of mission. I mean, you actually can go and do an open world free drive from one part of the map all the way to the other, which is quite impressive, with no load times, I might add. But you'll drive and drive and drive and drive and drive, and it literally seems like there's nothing to do. You'll have like pop-ups that'll tell you, oh look, here's a photo opportunity that you have to take a picture of like a bird or some moose or a certain like environmental highlight, like, oh look, here's the Statue of Liberty, or here's the Golden Gate Bridge, or here's the Grand Canyon, which is quite impressive. But in the end, it seems like the only real way you can actually do a mission is to pull up the world map, and it will pan back out and allow you to jump to an area to do a mission, which is really cool. But then you have one major flaw with it: the massive load times. Now, also, another main problem with this game that I have noticed right from the start, it is an online-only game. Now, that, first of all, is annoying as hell. But if there's a lot to do and you can meet up with your buddies and it's got decent matchmaking, it wouldn't be that bad of a problem. But the problem with The Crew 2 is it seems like there's no crew aspect to it. The first thing they did is they dropped the story. There's no stupid story anymore in this. Now you start off by creating one of these 8 different bland, generic characters and going on your quest to get a following on social media. The only problem with it, though, is the characters they do have in the game are so generic and so poorly voice acted. It's like they're literally just reading off of a script or something. Hey man, how you doing? Hello, and welcome to The Crew.
What?
We would like you to join our group of racers. We will be number 1.
You're like the worst
championship.
voice actor I've
Would you
ever
like to
heard
join
in my
our
life.
off-road racing team?
I just want to race.
Turn the camera. Now, the main draw of this game compared to the first is it's not just racing with a on-road vehicle. You still have your sports cars, your drift cars, your drag cars, your off-road vehicles, motorcycles. Most of them are locked behind what they actually call disciplines. So basically, you have to reach a certain milestone level to unlock the next discipline. So you can start off with your normal street races, and after you progress far enough in the street races, then you can unlock your drag races, and then you can unlock your drift races and so forth, including monster trucks, and it works the same way for the additional other 2 things you can do. Unlike the first game, this one does incorporate airplanes and boats, which is actually a great welcome addition. One of the neatest aspects in this game, hands down, has to be the ability, when you're driving in a free roam mode, you can switch on the fly in between an airplane, a boat, and a car, which can lead to some pretty funny footage as you see going behind me. But, some really funny stuff can actually happen that way. Oh, it is so nice to be out in this ice cold water since it's so hot. Hey, Steve, catch the ball. Oh, wow. Oh, look at that plane. Huh. Wonder where he's going. Oh, well. I can just float in this water and I don't have to worry about anything. The graphics when you're in the boat are really well done. The water physics, the wave physics and everything are extremely well done, and it's actually fun to race in a boat. Naturally, there's jumps. The only thing I've noticed with boats, and this happens with the cars as well, is like when you hit a jump and when you land from the jump, it kind of slows your vehicle down a bit, which can be quite annoying because this game does feature some pretty prevalent rubber banding. If you don't know what that is, that means the AI characters seem to catch up no matter how fast you're going, and if you make a jump, they can bypass you. The only thing I found is you can kind of, since the AI is fairly adequate, you can actually run them off the road, which is kind of nice. I've done it with boats, I've done it with the cars, I've even done it with the planes, running them into like buildings and stuff, which is actually kind of cool to do. But the main thing about this online-only game is, are you able to connect to your friends? Well, currently this game has no PvP mode. They're going to add it in future patches with other free DLC as well, including the obligatory season pass. But right now, currently, the only thing you can kind of do in this is if you find somebody else in the game, you can team up with them in co-op mode and race around and do stuff like that, which is kind of nice, especially combining the boats, the planes, and the on-road vehicles. But in the end, I think for a online-only game, this needs to have a PvP mode out of the box, and it seems once again they've released an unfinished product. Unlike every other game on the market out there now, this game also suffers from the notorious microtransactions. Oh my God, there's so many cool vehicles. I'm gonna buy that one.
Wait!
What?
I am Microtransaction Man.
Are you
You must pay
serious?
real money to unlock it sooner.
You can't be serious.
No, I'm not
at
kidding.
all.
Give us your money. Give us your wallet. Give us your money. We want money. Give us money.
Here you go.
That's right, bitch.
Gee, thank you. They're not as prevalent as you would think, though. The only thing I've noticed is you can earn in-game points as you progress through to get enough money to buy new vehicles. But it does seem like your upgrade system, though you can upgrade your vehicles, seems to be kind of flawed. It seems to have these stupid randomized loot boxes that you'll get that can randomly unlock a certain thing. Oh, look, you got an added power boost on your turbo, or whatever vehicle you're in at the time. If you get the loot box, it corresponds to your vehicle. So you can go and be like, I'm driving in a boat, and then get some loot boxes that can increase your propeller strength, or your nitrous and stuff like that, which is nice, but it's randomized. So it sucks you can't just go to a shop and tweak your thing and buy it a certain way. You can go, like I said, with the microtransactions and just go and buy the stuff with real money, though. it wouldn't be that bad with the microtransactions and the randomized loot boxes and even the online only requirement of this game. But hands down, it's kind of odd to say this. I can't believe I'm saying this at all with this game. Is it needs so much more content. You can actually jump and go to a world map, which is kind of cool. So, like, you can drive forever until you find something to do. Or what you do, you tap a button and you can pull up from where you're at to a world map, which is really well done. It's almost like this nice GPS pullback effect. And then you can click on an icon and go directly there and actually do your race. The only problem is with the game is, God, whenever you're loading up a race or something, this game has terrible load times. I mean, the game is fun, but to me, it seems like it has a very strong starting base to the game, but it needs more substance. I mean, you can play through and beat the single player aspect of this and give or take about 20-25 hours, which is a decent long game, but for a game like this that they plan on promoting in the future, you know they're going to be adding a bunch of DLC with new missions and stuff like that. And the thing that seems to be missing the most out of this is there are some missions as you progress that combine all three of the vehicles, like you'll be on road 1 minute and then jump off a cliff, transform into your plane, to fly the plane through these, these areas, and then turn the plane in the boat and land in the water. They need to have more missions like this. That is the best part of this damn game, and I found myself doing the switch between vehicles more often in the free roam than I did in actually missions. Which I think that's one of the highlights of this game, that they need to incorporate more throughout your adventure in your story mode or whatever it's called, and because that's like the best part of the game, really. I mean, there are some other things you can do on your adventure. As you're driving around, you'll get prompts, like I said, to take pictures of stuff, but there doesn't seem to be enough content for the overall size of this game world. This is a much more free roam version from the first one. I mean, literally, you can go just about anywhere, and the only thing I found is you can drive through most things, but then at other points, you'll have like a fence. You can go through a tree or a cactus or something, or a telephone pole, but then you'll come to a little fence that'll stop you dead, and I don't really understand exactly what their design idea was when they came up with that, but that's a minor inconvenience. Hands down, would I recommend that you should pick up and buy this game? Honestly, at this current state, if you were a huge fan of the first Crew, you'll find that they streamlined the hell out of this one, but added a more open world with the ability to switch between different kinds of vehicles. The addition of the disciplines that are the different unlockable race modes, you can't just jump into a certain race mode unless you're unlocked the level yet, which kind of forces you down a progressive path, which isn't really necessarily a bad thing, but for a free roam game like this, you might want to go and check out areas and races in a certain town like the LA Drift races instead of doing an off-road race in the desert, which it's nice the amount of variety of the environment in this game, but like I said, it just does not seem to have enough current content to make it worthwhile. So my final opinion of The Crew 2 is it a good game? Yes, it isn't a good game. It's not a great game. It seems to have a really good foundation built. And for a sequel, that's kind of sad to say. It's got some additional things added to it compared to the first one that does improve upon the aspects of the game. But in the end, in its current state, I would say pick it up and rent it first. Borrow it from a friend, or wait until they have some more added content to it, because right now it seems to be very bare bones. Don't get it just yet unless you're a huge fan of the Crew series. Keep in mind, this one is going to be drastically different from the first one, so if you like the story of the first one, which, well, really was terrible, it doesn't really have too good of a story at all. The graphics are pretty good. The water physics are really damn good. The weather effects are fantastic. When you're driving free roam, the no load times from going from all the way across the United States is pretty cool. The map you pull back is pretty cool. But other than that, the microtransactions, the random loot boxes, and the damn load times before you do a race, and the inability to actually matchmake correctly because they haven't added PvP yet is a real downer. This was Nate, aka Devil Dog, and I want to say thank you for everyone who subscribes to my channel. I want to say thank you for everyone who watches this video. Please, at the end of this video, there'll be one of these 4 videos that will pop up. One of them will be my newest contest. If you like Silent Hill, go ahead and enter it. Always leave a comment, leave a like. They always help my channel tremendously. And remember, people, I always end my videos by saying, have fun, play hard, and remember, the devil is in the details. Meet, peace out.